Welcome to this explainer. Today we're going to completely demystify a topic that honestly feels like it should be reserved for master electricians. We're looking at exactly how modern technology has made building a massive 10,000-watt off-grid solar system surprisingly simple. So if you've ever daydreamed about achieving total energy independence but felt completely intimidated by the hardware, well, you are in exactly the right place.
Let's dive right in and contrast where we came from with where we are today. In the past, putting together a high-capacity solar setup meant you needed extensive expertise, a ton of time, and a wall completely covered in complex, confusing modules. It was a headache. But today's reality is entirely different. Thanks to what we call all-in-one technology, a beginner can literally assemble a heavy-duty 10,000-watt system in under an hour. Honestly, it's a complete game changer.
Here is your blueprint to 10,000 watts. We're going to quickly cover the solar revolution, then break down your core components, move right into wiring your solar system, walk through safe startup and settings, and finally wrap up with scaling and safety rules.
Starting with Section 1, the solar revolution.
The core message here is just incredible. As our source points out, advancements in all-in-one technology allow a beginner to assemble a 10,000-watt system in under an hour. Think about that for a second. You no longer need an electrical engineering degree to get off the grid. The industry has effectively pre-packaged all the hardest parts of the job for us.
Moving on to Section 2, your core components.
First up is your foundation, which is the 48-volt battery. Think of this as a massive, high-capacity power bank for your home. Just to give you an idea of the math here, and I absolutely love this, a 16 kilowatt-hour battery will run a 1,000-watt load for 16 solid hours. To put that into perspective, a 1,000-watt load is like running a heavy microwave or a large coffee maker continuously, non-stop. That is a tremendous amount of stored energy, and it really serves as the beating heart of your off-grid setup.
Next up is the true hero of this entire setup, the wall-mounted all-in-one unit. Historically, you'd have to buy a separate inverter to convert your DC to AC power, a separate battery charger, and a separate solar charge controller just to regulate the panels. Well, this unit takes all three of those traditionally complex pieces of equipment and combines them into one highly manageable box. You just mount it to the wall, connect it to the battery with standard cables, and boom, you've just bypassed hours of complicated wiring.
Finally, rounding out our core components, we have the solar PV disconnect. This is simply a safety switch that gets installed directly between your solar panels and your all-in-one unit. It only costs about $30 to $40, but it is an incredibly vital piece of hardware. Basically, it allows you to safely cut the live power coming down from your roof or yard panels whenever you need to do maintenance. Absolutely crucial.
All right, Section 3, wiring your solar system.
Starting with the battery, once you verify it's switched completely off, you simply use this size 13 socket to secure the cables. Pretty easy. Now for the solar panels, these all-in-one units usually need a minimum of 200 volts just to wake up. So stringing together 5 standard 40-volt panels in series using MC4 cables hits that magic 200-volt minimum perfectly.
Now to actually use this power inside your home, you're going to need to wire an AC output load center. Because the 10,000-watt system pushes a lot of current, we're talking about 41 to 50 amps, our source recommends using thick 6-gauge THNN wire. To make this super beginner-friendly, you can just wire this into a standalone outlet box, rather than messing with your home's main breaker panel. But listen, when making these connections, strictly following the standard color coding is non-negotiable for safety. Black and red are your hots, white is neutral, and green is ground. Definitely don't mix those up. Okay, Section 4, safe startup and settings.
Because we're dealing with high power here, the startup sequence is critical to avoid damaging your equipment. First, verify absolutely everything is off. Second, turn on the battery's built-in breaker. Third, turn on the battery itself. This safely pre-charges the inverter's massive internal capacitors. Finally, once those are pre-charged, you can go ahead and turn on the inverter. Doing this exactly in order is a must. Okay, so once your screen lights up and the system is running, you can't just walk away. The default software settings are fine, but you have to tell the inverter exactly what kind of hardware you're using. You do this by immediately navigating to critical setting 8 in the menu and changing the battery type to user. This unlocks the ability for you to manually dictate how the battery is treated by the system.
And the crucial threshold you need to set next is 46 to 48 volts. In setting 15 of your unit, you'll set your low voltage disconnect to this exact range. This is essentially the floor of your battery. By programming this in, you're telling the inverter to shut off power to your house before the battery drains completely empty. If you drain a large lithium battery too low, it enters this protective safety mode that is incredibly frustrating and super difficult for a beginner to reset. So this single setting preserves the lifespan of your battery and saves you a massive headache.
Finally, Section 5, Scaling and Safety Rules.
What is just amazing about this modular setup is that you aren't locked into your initial build. Scaling up is incredibly straightforward. If you find you need more storage to get through the night, you just buy another battery, sit it right next to the first one, and connect them in parallel using extra cables. Or, if you need to generate more power during the day, you simply plug more solar panels into your roof array. These all-in-one units are seriously robust. Many of them can handle up to a staggering 10,000 watts of raw solar input.
But as you build and scale, there is a major safety rule for beginners that our source stresses heavily. Avoid hooking the system's AC input directly to your home's grid power panel. When you try to mix off-grid inverter power with city grid power, you introduce highly complex ground-neutral bond issues. Frankly, this is something that even veteran electricians struggle to wire correctly without creating dangerous ground loops. If you hit a few days of dark, cloudy weather and desperately need supplemental charging, just bypass the complex wiring entirely, opt instead to buy a standalone 48-volt wall charger, plug it into a normal house outlet, and charge your solar battery directly. Keep it simple, and definitely keep it safe.
As you live with your system, troubleshooting is actually much simpler than you might think. We have a handy little cheat sheet here. If your battery fails to reach 100% after a few sunny days, your generation is weak. You just need to add more panels. On the flip side, if it charges fully but doesn't last through the night, your storage is lacking, so add more batteries. It really just boils down to that simple logic.
We've seen just how accessible and scalable this technology has become today. By combining the inverter, charger, and controller all into a single unit, the industry has effectively eliminated the steepest part of the learning curve. You know the components, you know the safe startup sequence, and you know how to scale it up. Which leaves us with one final empowering question. With this blueprint right in front of you, what is really stopping you from building your own 10,000-watt off-grid power plant and taking your energy independence into your own hands?